Well, politics doesn't enter into it. The mood is one of cooperation, loving feelings. That helps us to actually come to the position described here of treating friends and enemies equally, saying everyone both is part and parcel of Krishna. Devotee feels my only duty is to become Krishna conscious and to help other people connect with Krishna as well. In fact, the devotee takes the mission from his spiritual master that my duty is to make the world Krishna, to make everyone in the world Krishna conscious. That's my responsibility. This is our family business here in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Prabhupada Sampradaya. Our family business is to make the whole world Krishna conscious. Prabhupada gave us that order in Los Angeles. He said, become guru, deliver the whole world. So that's our business. Our business is not friends and enemies. Our business is friend everyone. That is our business. So, to the extent that we can conquer over the dirt within our own heart, you see, to that extent, we will be empowered by Krishna to help others conquer the dirt within their hearts. So that's why our own personal sadhana is very, very important. Every devotee must develop very, very good sadhana. Because then he'll be very successful in developing loving relationships with others. He's giving up selfishness, he's giving up greediness, he's giving up lust, he's giving up anger, he's giving up illusion, he's giving up envy. You see, he's every day working on these things. I have to get free of these anarthas. So, if one is in that mood, trying to become the selfless well-wisher of all living beings, Krishna will bless them. He will bless him unlimitedly with the ability to inspire others in Krishna consciousness, with the ability to transform countries, continents to Krishna consciousness. So, our own internal cleansing is a very, very essential thing. It's not just that we're supposed to doing so many duties. That's there, but what's the purpose of doing all these duties? The purpose is to clean our hearts. If you're doing so many duties, but you're not cleaning your heart, then sooner or later you'll be gone. Sooner or later you'll be gone. You have to focus on developing your own Krishna consciousness. It's the most essential thing. Prabhupada said the most important thing is to save the world, but even more important is to save yourself. So, we want our mission to be successful here in Copenhagen and then we're working with that. But the most important thing, the most important mission, you have to make yourself a pure devotee. It's the most important thing. You have to cultivate pure bhakti within your heart. Because that is there, if all the devotees are trying to cultivate pure love of God within their heart, then the yatra will be successful automatically, without any endeavor. The managers won't be pulling their seekas out, trying to get things to move forward. Everyone tries to cultivate pure devotional service within their heart, by quality hearing, quality chanting, quality relationships, and this way, you see. There'll be great success. The whole country will become Krishna conscious. If our devotees can focus on becoming pure lovers of God within their hearts, the whole country will become Krishna conscious. So in this way, let us be very, very diligent, very, very dedicated, very, very thoughtful, very, very compassionate, and come to the actual platform described here in this prayer program. So I can ask now if there's any questions. Yes, Prabhu?
In regards to yesterday, you mentioned both Kali Chelas, and also our abilities to develop these loving relationships and try to win people's hearts.
Yeah.
But what if they are, I mean, generally we are Kanishta Adhikaris and we are all Kali Chelas.
Yeah.
So where to distinguish between innocent person, someone who wants to be helped, and someone who, because, I mean, the symptom of Kanishta Adhikaris, or even worse than that, or lower, is that they don't want to be helped.
It's described that the Majjhima Adhikari, the middle, devotee in the middle, he sees four things. He sees the Supreme Lord, he sees the Lord's devotees, he sees the innocent, and he sees the demons. So how do you distinguish between an innocent and a demon? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Someone who is receptive, who's willing to hear, they are innocent. Someone who is blasphemous, they're called demon. A blasphemous person. That's demoniac. Someone who is receptive, they're innocent. Someone who is blasphemous, they're demoniac. Simple thing.
So, blasphemous. I mean, there's people who straight out blasphemous. And then there's people who, they don't straight out blasphemous, but they develop their own understanding.
Behind the back, blasphemous. Well, the point is this: if you're sincere in your desire to help everyone to become Krishna conscious, Krishna will give you the intelligence, the ability, and the potency how to help everyone, both the innocent and the demoniac, to advance in Krishna consciousness. Is that to be sincere, Prabhu? Krishna will give you Desham Satati Yoktanam Brajatam Pratipurvakam Tadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yena Mamapiyanti Te. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give them the understanding in which they can come to me. So is preaching part of the way that we come to Krishna? Of course. It's the order of Brahma to preach. So, if you're worshipping Krishna with love, then he will give you the intelligence how to deal with each and every person in such a way that you can help that person move forward in Krishna consciousness. Just have to worship Krishna with love, that's all. Give your love, as Vishnu Chan Swami used to say, give your love to Krishna. Right now, you're loving a dog or a cat, you see. So give your love to Krishna. Learn how to feel affection for Krishna. How wonderful is Krishna, how amazing is Krishna. Gandhi yashasa kalendriya vritti manti, pasyanti panti kalayanti charam jaganti, ananda chinmaya ananda chinmaya Govinda mani purusham tamam. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of that transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests the infinite universes, both spiritual and mundane. Can you imagine such a person? Such an amazing person. Alola Chandakara Sadvanamaya Dhamsi Ratnam Ganam Pranayake Kala Vilasam Shamandri Bangalalitam Niyata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Dhamanam Vajani. Brahmaji further exclaims, I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, round whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers beautified with the moon laka, whose two hands are adorned with flute and jeweled ornaments, who always revels in pastimes of love, and whose threefold bending form of Shyam Sundar is eternally manifest. Just start thinking about that amazing person. Incredible incredibly amazing person. Nobody yobanam, who never gets old, he never gets sick, he never dies. Nityanam chaitanas chaitananam bhavanam yobadati. He's feeding everyone. Just imagine that person. Everything is contained within him. He's the origin of everything. Everything exists within him. He's within every atom. He's between every atom, and he's so beautiful and adorable and friendly and intelligent and powerful. And he's willing to fully give himself to you. All you have to do is give your love to him, and he'll fully give himself to you. So just imagine that person. You see? Just try to feel love for that amazing person who loves you more than you can even begin to understand in millions of lifetimes. Just try to love that person who's giving you the air you're breathing right now, who's giving you a temperature which will sustain your body right now, who's giving you your food, your clothing, everything you have. Everything you have is simply His mercy upon you. So how you cannot love that person? It's insanity not to love Krishna. It's just wicked envy to not love Krishna. So in this way, try to develop feelings of love for Krishna. Well, where is He? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. He's fully manifested as Nama, Nama Avatar. Tunde Tandamani Vitin Vitinate Tanavali Gandhi Karna Pradegadamani Gatate Kadevare Vispraham Chetan. In this way. See Tunde Tandamani Vitin Vitinate Tanavali Gandhi Karna Pradegadamani Gatate Kadevare Vispraham Chetapan. What is it?
Chetoprangana.
Sanghi Vajayate Savandriyanam Kadam Najane Janita Priyadviramita Krishniti Manadvai. Rupa Goswami says, I do not know how much nectar these two syllables, Krishna, produce. Because when I vibrate Krishna, Krishna himself is dancing on my tongue, oozing out so much nectar from his lotus feet that my little tiny mouth can't hold hardly any of it. Therefore, please, my Lord, give me millions of mouths so I can catch a little more of that nectar. And when Krishna enters the holes of my ears, oh, there's so much nectar that I need to have billions and trillions of ears to capture those oceans and oceans of nectar. And then when Krishna dances in the courtyard of my heart, my mind is completely conquered. I'm stunned. I'm paralyzed in the state of transcendental wonderment, you see. So just try to connect with Krishna in the form of His name. Just try to somehow get out of the modes of nature. Somehow become fully absorbed in Nam Smaranam, you see. In this way, you can gradually awaken these feelings of love of Krishna within your heart. Going through Vaidhi Bhakti, very sincerely serving your spiritual master's orders to the best of your ability in all times, places, and all circumstances. And then that dormant love of Krishna, which is already there within you, for sitting dormant like a dormant volcano for millions and millions of lifetimes. The day will come when it will erupt. The pure love of God will manifest. So we have to practice. 16 rounds minimum. Doing everything dutifully on the order of the spiritual master. And then gradually. Those feelings of love which are already there, they will come out. And then all intelligence, how to handle every situation. Desha Kalapatra, the pure devotee, is an expert judge of time, place, and circumstance. Now we always mess up because we're not pure devotees. If we stick in this process, dutifully follow the orders of Srila Prabhupada, our spiritual masters, our temple authorities, our GBC authorities, if we faithfully follow these instructions, the Prabhupada wanted us to follow, then the result will be pure love of God becomes fully awakened in due course. We will see Krishna face to face at every minute. Within our hearts and everywhere we go, we will see Krishna. Any other question? Yes.
You said something about GBC,
Yeah?
that if we don't have faith in them, and I see it like...
Yeah, Prabhupada instructed us to follow the GBC, it's his order. Yeah. So we have faith in Prabhupada, that he gave us this GBC system, so because of our faith in Prabhupada, we follow it. And it's working. You see, the Gaudiya Math disintegrated after Prabhupada disappeared. But now Prabhupada disappeared how many years ago? 40 years, something, 77. Many decades Prabhupada disappeared. The movement is expanding more and more. The Gaudiya Math disintegrated. ISKCON is becoming more powerful because we stuck to this principle of GBC that Prabhupada gave us. We stuck to that principle, and we're expanding and growing all over the world because of that, because we stuck to Prabhupada's order. It's an important thing. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Next question. Yes, Prabhu?
Maybe again similar, but we can see sometimes devotees for many years they follow very nicely,
Yeah.
and they know the philosophy in and out, but then not came to the point after so many years to have this natural loving relationship with devotees. There's always some friction and there's always some holding back. After so many years, although following very nicely, very strictly.
So,
why is
what
that?
is your question?
Why is that? That it takes some...
Yeah, I explained last night. A devotee who cannot, even after many years of practice, cannot come out of his shell and develop loving relationships, cannot develop a soft heart, means he's going on in the mode of passion. He's not developed. You have to become sattvic to develop genuine loving relationships. Mode of passion means, he's inspired by being glorified, by being appreciated, having some prestige. He's still self-centered. May appear to be advancing very nicely, but it's still based on ego satisfaction instead of pleasing Krishna. Ego satisfaction, is it? So one has to get beyond that platform of, I've seen how many devotees have come and gone from our movement. It's pathetic. But they never learn how to become selfless. That's the problem. The high fatality rate in our movement over the last few decades is due to devotees have not cultivated selflessness. And they've been maybe very fired up, very enthusiastic, but it was all based on selfishness to different degrees. So when selflessness actually becomes, when devotees are seriously cultivating selflessness, then such devotees will never deviate, they will be totally willing to work through any conflicts they have with other devotees and make warm, loving relationships with every devotee. One simply has to very seriously endeavor for pure bhakti. That's the perfection of selflessness. If one is seriously cultivating pure devotional service as the goal of his life, then he'd be able to handle anything and be able to take it and make it Krishna consciousness. One simply has to focus on my one duty is to become a pure devotee of Krishna. That's it. I have one duty and one duty only. That's to become Krishna's pure devotee, completely free of all the dirt, a completely selfless servant of Krishna and the devotees of Krishna. The devotees they leave because they weren't focused on that. They had something else going on. They didn't focus on the core principle of bhakti. Yes?
Prabhu, in this world, each and every particle belongs to Krishna. So when you are interacting with devotees, are you able to hear it?
What's he saying?
Everything is belonging to Krishna. So when we are acting with devotees,
Yeah. So we have to see each one belongs to Krishna, or we have to see as a materially they are separate. How we have to see as a devotee?
each one belongs to Krishna, each person.
Yeah, each person is actually, every single person throughout all of existence is actually a devotee of Krishna. Not that they are Krishna. They are all the parts and parcels of Krishna. They are all the devotees of Krishna. But practically nobody has realized that this is confirmed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He says, Jivara Sarupahai Krishnara Nichadas. The constitutional position of the living being is that he is the eternal servant of Krishna. So actually every living being is Krishna's devotee. They just don't know it. And they're suffering because they don't know it. So the devotee's business is to awaken everyone to their Krishna consciousness. Because everyone has Krishna consciousness deep within our hearts already. It's just sleeping, that's all. So we're not imposing something artificial on anybody. We're simply trying to remove all the artificialities that have been imposed upon them by the material society. Everyone is naturally a devotee of Krishna. But due to bad association, it's been covered over by so many other isms. So the devotee's mission is to help that person become free from all the artificial philosophies and mentalities that have been imposed upon him ever since he's a little kid by the society, to help him come back to his original natural position of love for Krishna. Does that make sense? Was there a question on this side? Yes.
Yeah. Yesterday you spoke about this appreciation between devotees. Could you tell a little bit more how that manifests?
How does appreciation among devotees manifest? Vishnu Swami said an embracing, of course we're not talking about men and women embracing, but amongst the men embracing, amongst the ladies embracing. They're embracing. I know I've seen in Lithuania, they have a nice custom after they offer obeisances, they all the men hug each other. They go around, every man hugs every man in the temple. It's a nice, wonderful movement. Everyone's at the hugging time. So that's one thing. Learn how to embrace devotees, you see. Prabhupada sometimes even embrace his disciples. I was there I remember when he embraced Vishnu Swami. It was so wonderful. I was one of Vishnu men, so I felt I was getting embraced too. Vishnu got embraced. I was in ecstasy, did you see? Probably him getting embraced. I wasn't envious, I was in ecstasy, seeing Vishnu Swami getting a hug from Prabhupada. So yeah, an embracing mood is one manifestation. A willingness to serve. Whatever the needful is. It's always being willing to serve the devotees, whatever the needful is. Oh, you need something? The good example was Pishima, Prabhupada's sister. Of course, her name is Bhavatarini, but we call her, it's too intimate, we call her Pishima, or aunt. She was known to us as Pishima. So she was always, she wanted to always serve the devotees. That's all she wanted to do was serve the devotees. She would say, what will you eat? What will you eat? She just said, whatever, she was just cooking and always serving the devotees. She was so humble that when she would get up from some place, she would take some water and wash the area, thinking, I've contaminated this spot on the floor by sitting here, so I have to wash it after getting up. She was very humble, Pishima. So yeah, the more we can appreciate the devotees, admire their qualities, want to serve them, embracing them, these are symptoms of awakening our Krishna consciousness. Wonderful, sweet dealings with devotees, this is a symptom of awakening our Krishna consciousness. If you're always barking, ruff, 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 devotees, your Krishna consciousness is not there, it's not there. The more you have wonderful, sweet dealings with all the devotees, that's a symptom of your Krishna consciousness, is awakening within your heart. Yes.
I was just wondering about this embracing mood, junior to senior and senior to junior.
Yes. This is all between peers in that situation, all equals. You don't go to your superior to embrace them. If he embraces you, then that's mercy. It's not that you say, Gurudev, I want to give you a hug. Of course, there's one devotee in LA, my god nephew. We stay with him. He always wants a hug, so I give him. But but that's not the etiquette to ask the spiritual master, a senior devotee, to give you a hug. And the mood is you bow down at his feet. That's the proper mood. Your superior, you bow down at his feet. Your equals, you embrace, and your juniors, they bow down at your feet. That's the Vaishnava system. Anything else? Everyone satisfied?
Admiring devotees, right? We have seen devotees who have wonderful service, actually nice character, but at one point they make open Vaishnava parade. So then we have to officially reject them. But
and what was that? And what?
Officially we have to reject them. Their association, if they make open Vaishnava.
Yeah, if someone is blasphemous, we have to. Prabhupada actually states this in his books. Some devotees are in the mode of ignorance. In other words, they're blasphemous, they're critical, they're full of poison. And maybe they were previously doing very nice service, but they got polluted by someone else who was poisonous, and now they become poisonous also. That's possible too. So Prabhupada says such devotees they keep at a distance. You respect them, from a distance you respect them. Remember all the good service they did, meditate on the wonderful service they did. Appreciate that. Think, well, it's pitiful now they become so inimical and so snakish. But I can remember and appreciate them. Wonderful, nice service, and wonderful, nice dealings in the past. So this way you remain a well-wisher, appreciating the good in that person, but at the same time understanding now they become poisonous, so their association should be avoided, so I don't become poisonous. But always waiting and praying for that day when they'll recover from their poisonous mentality and become Paramahamsa, sweet, wonderful devotee again.
Should we try to explain them how they made the Vaishnava parade?
Try to explain to them?
Convince them that they did a
well, should you try to preach to them?
Yeah.
According to your ability, if you're able to do it, great. More power to you. May you be fully empowered. If you can do it, if you can help them to cross over the ocean of poison and come to the ocean of nectar once again. But be careful, you might get poisoned. If you're to be strong devotee, you don't get sucked into the whirlpool. A devotee has got sucked into a whirlpool, you're trying to rescue him, you may be sucked in also if you're not careful. But if you're very strong, you can pull him out. So when it's strong, you can preach to them and save them, if you're strong.